Well, hello, this is Keith with Positively Osceola, and welcome to yet another one of our shows, Positively Osceola Live. We love doing this. What a great way to finish out a great week. Great week, great weather, great friends, great hanging out with good businesses and organizations that are making it happen out there in and around Osceola County. Today, we are super honored to have Kristen Arrington, who is State Representative District 46, with us today. And we do appreciate her being here because she is up at the Capitol right now and working it. And so we're going to welcome her today. Good morning, Kristen. How are you doing?
Good morning, everyone. Happy Friday. I'm doing great. Beautiful weather, and it's been a great week.
Not snowing up there, huh? Way up north?
No, I definitely don't go that far north, but little rainy days here and there, but it's been beautiful out.
Yeah, that's good. It was, we got a little, our winter lasted for a few days though this year.
Well, it might come back for a couple of days, so
True.
ladies, don't put your boots away.
That's right. It's a great opportunity. I wore some sweaters this year. Got to get it out of the closet real quick. So I know we've got a lot to talk about. You have already been busy up there, along with the rest of the legislature. So we're gonna get some people popping on. If it's okay with you, we'll make it official and get going.
Sounds great.
All right, here we go. Well, again, good morning, Kristen Arrington, State Representative, District 46 here in Florida. And we are so glad that you're here to kind of finish off a great week, just keeping us updated. Certainly the regular session hasn't started. What we were talking about earlier is the organizational session happened with everybody being sworn in, and new House Majority Speaker Paul Renner and House Minority Speaker Fentress Driscoll. Everyone's sworn in, ready to get busy, and you guys are hitting it right off the bat, starting of the year. So I'll be quiet. I know that your committee weeks are happening now, and then, as I said, your regular session starts up in March. But lots to do prior to that, and what I don't know why we call this part-time job thing, but it seems like you seem to be up there an awful lot more than a part-time scenario. So again, welcome. Please let us know, what you need us to hear and what you'd like to update us with, please.
Absolutely, and I appreciate the opportunity because committee weeks and session gets moving fast. And like you said, I'm up here, so it's a great opportunity to be able to give everybody an update back home. Things are a little bit slow in a good way getting started. We started our first committee week January 2nd, right after the inauguration. And we have a lot of new members, which has been wonderful, seeing a lot of new faces in the Capitol and folks coming in excited with fresh ideas and, ready to get to work. So that's really been great and refreshing. But when I say we're starting out a little bit slow, is we all have new committee assignments, and then we also have a ton of new members. So a lot of our committees are presentations, kind of understanding, what agencies are under those committee umbrellas. But it's a great time to, get some learning, but also to kind of get maybe previews of what maybe some of the intentions are of leadership for the year. So to talk about my committees a little bit that I serve on, I have 6 committee assignments this year. And it's been a long week, so I'm going to try to remember them best all off the top of my head. But I'm on the Judiciary Committee, and then I also serve on the Civil Justice Subcommittee. I serve on State Admin Appropriations. I serve on the Elections, Ethics, and Open Government Subcommittee, and I serve on Commerce Committee. So it's been really neat because most of those are new committees for me. Oh, and I did forget Transportation and Modals, which is a brand new committee created because there's going to be a lot of focus on infrastructure this session and investing in it, which I think will be a wonderful bipartisan effort and a great way to take advantage of those federal dollars that are coming down and partner on them. So like I said, the committees have been great. You all can view those presentations on myfloridahouse.gov, or you can also go to thefloridachannel.org if you're a little bit of a political nerd like me and you want to watch those committee sessions, like I said, it's just presentations right now. But I think starting next week, which will be our third committee week, we will start seeing some legislation and voting on it.
And I found it interesting in a good way that you were saying, some new faces around. And there was that day when you were one of those new faces. Now it's a different scenario for you up there, right?
Yeah, it is. And I have to say, I love coming back as a sophomore. It's, definitely better going into the building and knowing where I'm going and,
Right.
knowing who the folks are to reach out to. But I have to say, it's when I got elected, it was during COVID. So the
Right.
Capitol was closed. There wasn't a lot of interaction with the public. So a lot of us in our freshman class felt like they were kind of abandoned, so to speak, and left on their own. So we've been really trying to help with our Democratic caucus and making sure our freshman members, don't feel like we did, so to speak. And in my suite, I think I have 3 freshmen that serve with me, and they're also on my team because I'm a deputy whip. So I've just been also spending a lot of time with them, trying to help, make sure that they're on track because we have a lot of bill drafting deadlines and filing deadlines coming up this month for the session. But it's great. I love seeing the new faces, and like you said, I do like coming back and not being a new face, so to speak.
So you have some new leadership there this year. So as you're looking at all the dynamics that, they change every year for sure. So, but some things are consistent. And, so as you're looking at this, the upcoming, certainly with the committee weeks, you're going to be busy. But when you get into the general session, what are, if you don't mind share with us a few things you have hopes and aspirations to work on. Not everything's going to go easy for anyone for sure. And so I know that it's hard to come away with 100% wins on everything, but for anybody really. So, why don't you just share with us your hopes and aspirations for this upcoming general session, if you don't mind?
Wonderful. I'd love to. So we're working on our deadlines, like I said, which are this month and also some in February, where we'll submit all our bills to drafting. We have to approve them for filing. And then also we submit our appropriations request, which this last session, we were successful in bringing home some monies for affordable housing, for a motel hotel conversion, and also for public training facility in city of Kissimmee. So when we had our delegation meeting back in December, the city and the county came to us and kind of talked about what their priorities were for the year. We also have the Osceola legislative initiative coming up this next week to bring us some priorities. So I might have some more to share with you at that time, but I know that we're going to be submitting some appropriations requests for affordable housing, also looking for some motel conversion money like we did last year. And then of course the hydrilla issue in Lake Toho that we all need to work together for. And I think we have some federal dollars for that. So those are always going to be, the projects that are important back home that we're going to try to make sure that we push forward through the session. I do think, like I said, our new speaker, like you mentioned, every 2 years we have a new speaker. So that kind of changes the whole leadership and, sometimes changes the initiative. And I'm positive with some of the comments that I've heard from our speakers, leaders on my side, on his investments in infrastructure and these new committees that he has created, and all the data that he has supplied to him about reports on infrastructure throughout the state, what is weak, what is needs help. And I'm really, really excited about that. I think it's a positive for all of us. We did get some announcements yesterday about more choice for schools and more charter schools initiatives. So that is something that I am against, unfortunately. So I think that's something negative that's going to be coming out. I think that's for our public education system, just because our charter schools and our public schools have kind of a different playing field. So I am a little bit worried about that, but it was a 150-page bill that dropped yesterday afternoon, and I haven't gotten to look at it as much as possible. So I don't really want to, share too much on that.
And you certainly had some success. I popped the picture up real quick of Hope Commons. You had some good success last year in that. And that, that's not an easy scenario. Certainly it's, no matter whether it's counties, cities, those discussions about affordable and attainable housing, those are something that's never a quick fix. Not going to be a quick fix in this area or any area. But you did have a substantial win last year in gaining funds for Hope Commons and what they're doing over there. So do you think there'll be more success this year, or do you think that'll be a changed environment for you?
I think that will get more success there. I know Mary Downey, as you know, she's a great leader on that. And in fact, I have a text message from her. I have to talk to her today a little bit more. But I know that she's also getting some additional dollars for that first project that she's working on. And I did reach out to her and say, bring us more, because I think it's a great initiative for us to take an old product that is, a hotel or motel, and some of those landlords or owners of those facilities aren't really treating the people staying there like their tenants. They're treating them like their hotel stays, and
Right.
there's a real gray area there. And I think that this is a great initiative to help affordable housing, like you said, when we have a supply chain issue, when we have a labor issue. We already have this product there. It doesn't take that long to convert it to something that can be someone's house right away. And then Mary Downey's team is great about being able to provide those services. So not only are we giving them a safe place to stay, but also that they're able to succeed and thrive and sustain and move on, and then we can help others with the same situation.
Yeah, when you were talking just now, what the word consistency really popped into my mind, and I think that's it, when you look at Reverend Mary Lee Downey and yourself. I think that you're consistent in staying focused on that particular cause, and I think that's why. Just a personal opinion, I think that's why you're netting results, because I think sometimes the something comes out like a flash in the pan, and it becomes the thing to talk about, and then people get busy. But that's not the case with you, certainly not with Mary Lee Downey also, where you're staying on target. That need is going to only grow. It seems just so obvious, right? That's a great way to do things, to convert something it just makes sense, and not everybody makes sense. We get that, but for sure you guys are making sense on that. So we appreciate your efforts on it for sure.
Absolutely. As you know, the squeaky wheel gets the oil. So, we just have to keep up at it. It's interesting how many people haven't heard of it, and then how many people have. So, we will keep talking to folks, and it's great seeing it pop up in other spaces throughout the state too.
So if you don't mind me asking, I'm not putting you on the spot. Maybe I am a little bit, but so is the hydrilla issue, is that a tough row to hoe? I mean, I know we had our downtown update with County Manager Don Fisher, and then City Manager Mike Steigerwald, and it came up in that conversation as well. And gosh, most people who have lived here a while have known this has been a conversation. It's a difficult challenge. It continues to happen. Do you feel like you'll make some headway this year?
I do. I am hopeful on that. I think, one of the positives out of the situation with Hurricane Ian and that flooding is that we saw that the hydrilla contributed to the lake being overflowing and water not being able to flow the correct way. So I do think more people were made aware in different categories, but it is a tough thing. It's a funding issue. We've talked about this before. Back when I was a little girl, we drained the lake and we scraped it. And we got all that muck off the bottom. We've got all the hydrilla out, and it was, a great fix. And then, recently we've done less and less, and budget is cut more. And then we come up with other ways of spraying the hydrilla, but then that goes to the bottom, and then it, comes back stronger with the warm waters. And it's, it has been a terrible, terrible problem. We had some funding for it last year in the budget, but it did get vetoed, unfortunately, by the governor. But I will say our Congressman Darren Soto is working on $160+ million for our lakes. And obviously that would be an extreme game changer. I'm pretty sure that that's pre-approved, or I don't want to use the wrong term for that. It hasn't been, completely through the process, but it looks like that's a pre-win for us. So that would be a major game changer. And then it would make it easier for the city and the county to do the upkeep. The problem is it's just such an investment. And when we've tried to work with FWC before, the partnerships, what they wanted was for the counties and cities to take over that completely. They said, well, we'll help you one time, and then it's yours. And so it's definitely been a challenging road along the way. But we, just like the hotel motel conversion, we will keep at it. And I do have to say, at least everybody's attention, locally, state, and federally, that represent this area, know that's an issue, and we'll be pushing for that.
Oh, well, we thank you for doing that. I know I just saw that, if I'm correct, the governor approved a large amount of money for the Indian River area. And so when I saw that, I'm thinking, okay, I hope that's the mood in the air this year, and it'll come back this way. We certainly appreciate Congressman Soto as well, looking to that area. It's a big deal for us. So what else would you like to to kind of update us on this morning, if you have
Well,
anything
let's see.
else.
So next week will be committee week 3,
Mhm.
and then we all get 1 week off, and then we have 3 committees in a row, and then we will have 1 week off, and then we will have sessions. So there's going to be a couple weeks back home in the district. So I look forward to seeing everybody. And if you do need to meet with me back home, I'll definitely be home sometimes. But of course, I'm always available via Zoom. So if there's something you want to talk about, legislation wise, appropriation wise, please reach out to my office. Carla from our team is up here in Tallahassee now with me. And we have Chris working in the office now. He just started this last week. He's a veteran. He's so positive. I'm sure you'll meet him out soon, Keith. And please, people, call Chris 407-846-5016 on the bottom of the screen. But please give a call to Chris at our office and let him know if you have any issues or concerns or any feedback at all. And we'll keep hopefully meeting with you, Keith, weekly. And when we have these committee weeks, to keep everybody updated. And as mentioned earlier in the program, go to myfloridahouse.gov. You can view our meeting agendas, notices, bills filed. And on the floridachannel.org is where you can watch those meetings live, or you can watch them afterwards.
We've made the point in past discussions that, this whole thing doesn't work if we in the community don't reach out to you. You're in the community. So to compliment you, you're going to be aware of what's going on in and around certainly district and the county. But it's so important for us as citizens that you represent, for us to reach out to you. It's very simple. You're always open to hearing from us. So I'm sure that's still that big connection thing you're looking for.
Absolutely. And I would say the same thing about my colleagues too. We hear so much and we hear those personal stories and we remember those personal stories, and, we discuss them or we bring them up when legislation is being voted on or discussed or debated in committees. So yes, that information, those stories are important when I'm telling a story about a senior citizen that just contacted me that day because her homeowner's insurance went up from $800 a year to $2,800 a year. I mean, those stories are impactful, and so many folks kind of get caught up in what's going on, and those stories we definitely need to hear from you so we can understand and know what's happening.
And it was a weather busy season last year, and so here you are again. You've got some large scale issues that are going to. I would assume there'll be lots of communication about that, lots of discussion. So good luck on that as well. And it's crazy. And I'll let you go. It's crazy. It hit me yesterday. My gosh, here we are at the last portion of January. A couple of months from now, we're like, we're starting to warm up again, and we'll be way into it. And before you know it, we're looking at June 1, and here we go again with crazy old hurricane season. It just seems like it was an hour and a half ago.
Absolutely. Life moves fast, even when you aren't having fun, Keith. So yes, we don't want to procrastinate on these issues, and they definitely need to be addressed. But as said, I think that is a big initiative of our speaker and infrastructure, and I'm positive with the committees that he's created to look at these issues. And I look forward to us doing some great bipartisan work, and unfortunately have a couple of those culture war fights along the way, but I'm very positive at this moment and look forward to giving you all updates along the way.
Awesome. Well, we appreciate your hard work up there, and like I said, it's consistent, and we really we look forward to speaking to you. We thank you. I know you're busy, so thanks for taking a few minutes with us and updating what's going on. Hope you'll have some availability for us next week.
Absolutely. I'd love to do this next Friday too.
Done. Consider it booked. We'll send out.
Everybody have a great day, and have a great weekend too.
Awesome. All right. Again, this is Keith with Positively Osceola here on Positively Osceola Live with Kristen Arrington, State Representative, District 46, together making a positive difference in and around Osceola County. Thank you.
Thank you.